Welcome, and I welcome you to this meditation, ongoing meditations on love, and generally this meditation sessions are associated with mindfulness meditation, and two things about that. One is that both that metta, the meditation on goodwill, of love, is considered to be the integral partner to mindfulness. Mindfulness and metta support each other, go hand in hand. And the second thing is that they don't just simply go hand in hand. There's a way of understanding them to be the same thing, or they grow into being the same thing. So, and also I'm thinking these days that love is a powerful force. And the hope is that love is a more powerful force than hatred. And it's a more powerful force than fear. But my understanding of how love works in Buddhism, how practice and how living a life works in Buddhism, is that the world begins with each of us. The world that each of us lives in is centered, happens to be centered, situationally centered in ourselves. And in that's a certain center, the beginning of the world. Where we begin within ourselves and how that reaches out into the world is crucial. And for it to begin with love, with kindness. If nothing else, the kind of love, kind of self-care, self-concern, self-respect, self-compassion that is to address our own suffering in a deep way, to really find out how not to suffer. And then to spread that into the world. But also to find that the source of love is in us. And that source of love I think of as turning on a light bulb. If you could slow down the speed of light, so you can visually see the spread of light, you would see that when the light bulb gets turned on, the light lights up the area first right around the light bulb, and then a little bit further away and further away and further away until it fills a room. And so when we turn on the light bulb of love, we find it deep inside. It's going to radiate and shine and warm that which is closest to it, which is ourselves. That love goes here, that kind of as a spread on its way to touch the people we love, on its way to touch the people who we don't have much love for, they're neutral, strangers, on the way to the people who are difficult to love. Just like the light shines on everyone equally, there's a power and value in shining the light on love on everyone, to highlight another aspect of human beings, another aspect of human society that's different than hate, different than fear. The Buddha said, hate is not overcome by hate. By love alone is it overcome. So to begin with sitting in a posture that supports your idea, supports the recognition that this is the spot, this is the beginning, this is the center in your world that you experience, you're at the center of it all. And to assume that center, to kind of find yourself rooted here in a way that is definitive, is unrefutable, is completely recognizing how valuable it is to be rooted, to be connected deeply to this place at this time, here. Because to really center here so that this centered location becomes a basis for a healthy way of being in the world, viewing the world. So to gently close the eyes and to feel the sitting bones on your chair, your cushion, your feet on the floor. If you're on your bed, to feel the bed. Whatever surface is holding you up is the place of here in the most intimate way. And then rising out of that spot where you sit to gently take some deeper breaths, fuller breaths. And relax as you exhale. Settling in deep inside to a grounding place, a settling place deep within. Finding deep within on the end of the exhale, some place where the body is stable, still, rooted, maybe in your sitting bones, maybe deep in your belly, the base of your spine. Breathing normally, settling, relaxing on the exhale. And then feeling your global body, the world of your own body, and feel whatever more subtle sensations of aliveness. Maybe a hum, glow in your body, tingling that's wider, broader through your body than any particular sensation, thought, feeling. Relaxing into the wide, broad body, rooted in that place deep inside where there's some stability and steadiness. And that combination of an inner place of stillness, stability, and the wide hum of life. And then to slowly drop the word metta or love or goodwill into that field of vibration, hum, the global body. Like you would drop a pebble in a pond. And let the pebble sink down into the bottom. And see if you can find rest at a still point or a warm point or a gently glowing point of love within you, of metta. On the exhale, lightly saying the word love, a whisper, maybe in a tone of voice that's loving. Saying the word as you exhale and following the exhale deep inside. Allowing the thinking mind to be quiet so you can feel a place inside of tenderness, gentleness, a place inside that you associate with love, with care, goodwill. Could be deep in the belly, could be in the heart. It could be in the mind. And on the inhale, let the love radiate outward into your body like a light bulb that's gone on, spreading the goodness of love throughout your being, even around and through and with the challenges you might have. The light of love doesn't differentiate. It lands on everything. It's possible that one of the most important aspects, qualities of our life is our capacity to love, be friendly, have goodwill, a generosity of heart, that no matter how small or weak it is, even if it seems almost inaccessible, to center yourself there. And let it radiate. Whatever distance it goes. And as we come to the end of our sitting, do once again, on the exhale, settle in, feel your way in to a place within that you associate with love, metta. At the very end of the exhale, rest in that spot. And as you inhale, let the glow, radiance of that care, let the gaze that you have be a gaze of kindness, of love. The radiance, the gaze, looks out upon the world, spreads from you like light spreading across the lands. The light of love radiating from you, from your center. Trusting, being as if your love goes out into the whole world, not worrying whether that is true or not. Just feel what it would be like if it was true. Even if your love only reaches a few inches beyond your body, how good it feels to have metta, kindness, be spreading beyond you. And may each of us, may the goodness we have, the love we have, our dedications to living a life of integrity and care for our world, may we have confidence in it. May we believe in it. May we give life to it. May it flow out into the world. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free. Thank you. Some of you might be wondering why I look down on my left like this and wait. It's because the guided meditation is recorded separately, and so it takes a while for the recorder to finish uploading it. Only then can I push the record again. So hello and welcome and to this 13th talk about love, the lucky 13. And the Buddha said this amazing thing, for me at least amazing. He said that you fulfill my teachings even if you have a moment of loving kindness, a moment of metta. And so to that the Buddha say you fulfill his teachings this way is quite something. And so to hang on. So there are a number of ways in which we don't leave love to chance, but we want to kind of make it more part of our life. Not Pollyannish, not as to cover over the difficulties of life, not to avoid the challenges that our life and our social life or political life has, but appreciating the power of love, that we can act from love and create a very different world and a very different impact than if we act from hate. We act from, or if we root ourselves in our fear. But to be rooted in kindness, to be rooted in love, as if that's the most important thing we can do. And what I mean by the most important thing is that it's not instead of other things we need to do, but it's so important it becomes the way we do the other important things. That we engage in whatever important things, caring for our family, doing our work, caring for our communities, our friends, caring for the whole world. But we do it out of that love. We still do it. And some people are motivated by anger, and that's what drives their work. Some people by hatred, some people by greed, some people by their conceit. And so, but to do it from love has a very different effect, very different consequence in the world. And the effect of love has long-term consequences that are beneficial. So we don't want to leave love to chance. In Buddhism, we do it, we focus on it intentionally, we remember it, we avail ourselves of it more often. And I love this idea of availing ourselves, that we have the capacity for kindness, we have the capacity for friendliness, that we don't often use, not often enough. We don't avail ourselves of it. We don't maybe even trust it sometimes. But to trust it, to avail ourselves, to recognize it, to make room for it to operate and to be here more often, so that it doesn't just become a momentary thing, but becomes here big enough so that we are nourished, we benefit from it. We are cultivating and growing a capacity of goodness, a capacity of wholesomeness that is essential for Buddhist practice, because Buddhist practice is to become whole. if we limit ourselves, if we delimit ourselves, if we narrow our focus of attention so the whole is not included, then we come to a very different conclusion about life than if we include it all. And limited life, limited, narrow, thing, caught by attachment, caught by greed, caught by hate. Um, uh, we read the world, we read ourselves, we affect ourselves, we suffer for ourselves much more than if we can open wider and open to that which part of the whole. And metta is part of that whole. And metta is not selfish, metta is not limiting, metta is not, um, doesn't divide. Metta is something which heals division within ourselves and within this world. Metta is something that heals selfishness, because selfishness is limiting. So metta comes from a very different source within. The source which is non-attached, a source which is more free. And so to begin kind of exploring this in our lives and finding where is this source of metta, of goodwill, of friendliness, and to avail ourselves and live from it more often. And don't leave it to chance. Make it intentional. Make it a practice. Make it something that you go through the world. Yeah, just remind yourself, metta, metta. And maybe have a way of kind of making it a bigger part of your life so you don't forget it. So it's close at hand throughout the day. And then there's also so that's one way, is to be intentional about cultivating it and being with it, and availing ourselves of it. The second is to do a meditation practice of metta. And so that the advantage of meditation practice is that we're doing it in a kind of undistracted way. We go through our life, the daily life, we have to take care of things and respond to things. In meditation, the opportunity is to have it be undisturbed, unfragmented, to have it more continuous. And that continuity is kind of like standing in the sun on a cold day. You stand there and this warmth of the sun begins to warm you slowly until you're nice and warm. But you have to stand there long enough. If you go for a few seconds in the sun, then go into the shade, sun, shade, then the sun doesn't have a chance to warm you up. And so meditation is a time for the warmth of love to spread and to grow and have its effect on us, to have its benefits on us by taking it in, by letting us relax with it. And there are two general ways in our Buddhist tradition that we do metta practice. One is we just find the glow, find the source within us, somehow to tap into it. And through our imagination, through our sensations, through our vitality, through the warmth, and just let it radiate. And I love this radiance of it, like turning on a light in a dark room, and then the light spreads, and it spreads to what's closest first, and then it spreads further and further. If we don't see it because the speed of light is so fast, but if we could slow it down, you would see it gradually spread out, touching whatever's there. And what that means is that it's invaluable to allow your love to pass through yourself first. And I imagine it as kind of like a warmth, glow, which is spreading outward. And it spreads through the muscles, spreads through the heart, it spreads through the arms and the legs. It just spreads outward on its way into the world. And then this psychophysical system, where this body, mind that we are, becomes the heater, becomes the source, becomes the antenna from which our goodness can spread. And we don't have to wonder how this spreads. It's enough to imagine it or feel it or intend it to go outwards, out into the world. But you really start feeling the goodness that it has on us. It allows something to open. It allows for this wholeness that's part of practice to come into play. So that's called a radiating loving kindness sometimes, radiating metta. And the other is to use phrases, is to use the cognitive mind to help us kind of connect more fully to this and to help with this spreading. So one is a little bit less cognitive and one is more cognitive. And for this week, I'm focusing more on this radiance. And so for today, don't let your capacity for metta, for goodwill, to be by accident, by circumstances that gets a little evoked. See what you can do to live with it close by, to avail yourself of it, to choose it, to remember it, to feel it, to speak from it, to walk in it, to walk in metta, walk in goodwill. Be this way in your world more. Avail yourself of it. And it can be secret. You don't have to let any other people know, except they might notice that you're smiling more maybe or something. And so as much as it is nice for you, just see what happens if you remember. Maybe tie a string around your finger so you remember through the day, oh, metta, metta. Put sticky notes someplace. Metta, metta. Maybe sing a metta song. So for this time that we're doing love as a theme for 7 a.m., I hope that you kind of make it a important subject to reflect on, think about, live with, maybe read as you go through the day, as you live, so that it becomes more and more a kind of a regular reference point for you. And then to see what happens as a result. I'm confident you'll benefit, and maybe you'll benefit this world. Thank you.